In my previous video, I realized while doing the editing that at this bolt here, I could see that the track bar was moving back and forth as I was turning the steering wheel. So that, after doing some digging, I realized that the bolt on the 2012 and up is a 14 millimeter. However, the track bar for the Teraflex is 9/16. That's the size of the hole. So I'm pretty sure that the problem is that it's just moving in the back, and using a bigger bolt would do the trick. The other thing I've noticed is that these are just lightweight. They're very thin metal. I'm pretty sure I need to reinforce this after what happened to me last year with the death wobble. So I picked up this Synergy bracket. It bolts to the top bar bolts, which are the box for the steering, and there's a few extra bolts that go out on the frame. And if I want in the future, I can even add another brace that would tie into the steering. So I'll start doing that, and hopefully I'm lucky in that there's nothing serious behind this other than just the fact that it's the wrong size bolt for the size of that bushing. And the instructions from Synergy even says that this can be done while the vehicle is on the ground on its own weight. I've got it jacked up so it's easier to video this. So now time to take the bolt out for the track bar. If you're still using the stock hardware in 2012 and up, it's a 21 mil fastener on both sides. Good news is I'm not seeing any damage on the bolt, so that's a good sign. So I think one of my problems is that, again, the stock bolt here in the stock hole, it can wiggle a fair bit. It can wiggle a fair bit in the bushing. So if I wanted, I could have gotten away with what some people are doing, is adding a washer, welding it in place. But I'm planning on driving this a little bit harder in the future, so I want better reinforcements. So you got to be careful. This kit includes two bolts. So one's a 9/16, the other one is not. So the 9/16, it's nice and snug. It barely moves. It moves a little bit up here, but once that brace is in place, that's going to take out any play out of that opening, and it'll be nice and tight. So now the fun is going to be removing the 4 bolts that hold the power steering box in place. Depending on what you have for springs, the 2 on this side may be problematic. Just happens that right now the top one is perfectly accessible, the bottom one is not. So I may have to play with the suspension loading just to get the vehicle up a little higher so that the coils are not in line with the bolt. So it turns out that the spring was nice enough to move out of the way as I was loosening the different fasteners with different combination of sockets and extensions. So now I'm down to the last one. The important thing is now the box, which is actually behind this plastic cover, it's gonna drop down. So you gotta support it. So I've got my hand on the back. I'll remove this fastener. And there, it's sitting on the frame, so it won't go anywhere. So now I can start putting things together. First of all, it took me a while to get the bracket aligned, probably because the brace itself is a little out of whack, a little out of alignment. So the important thing is to install this bolt temporarily so that it lines up, and then you can start installing the other bolts. So this one ends up being 3/16. The nuts is 7/8, and these 2 fasteners, you end up with a 5/8 and 11/16. So the 5/8 ends up being the head, which is going to be on the inside, and the nut's going to be on the back. So that's really important for placement, so that it doesn't end up binding against the sway bar in the future. Same idea with the top. So these 2 fasteners, if you dig through the instructions, it says to tighten them to 50 foot-pounds. Top one's going to be really tough unless I disconnect the sway bar and move it out of the way. So yeah, I'll just disconnect the darn thing. So now these 2 bolts are torqued to 50 foot-pounds. So this bolt still moves in and out. It's nice and snug in that opening, so that's great. This metal, as you can see here, is significantly thicker than what was there before. So it's definitely going to be a good reinforcement. So now I'll go find my blue Loctite so I can prep these bolts, start putting it back in. So the 4 top bolts are torqued to 70 foot-pounds. Of course, first fun is threading them in by supporting the box from behind. Once they're in, again, you can zip up the bolts to get them close enough and then finish it off with a torque wrench. So now the fun is removing this bolt and sliding in the track bar. Now the bolt doesn't want to turn by hand, so I'm going to have to see if it wants to turn with the impact. It does. Let's put the impact in full power. Push it out, and then fun will be pushing it in through the track bar. So the fun now is the old track bar is actually a little pushed inwards, and now with this bracer on it, it's actually a little bit of a mushroom shape at the end where the track bar has to slide up. So not sure how visible it is, but the edges here, they're bowed inwards, so that's not tight at all. Same idea on this side. This side's less bad, but this side's really bent outward, so that's preventing the track bar from going back up. So I just got to figure out a way to squeeze this back into place. Had this been known before, I could have used like I could have just used some vices and just twisted it. So now I'm gonna have to find something else that I can squeeze in this space. So what ended up working for me was putting a hammer in here and just twisting on it. It's a little hard to do with one hand, but it was just enough twisting that now when I take the hammer out, I can slide the track bar in. So I'll just keep going. So the bolt alignment is almost correct. So I'm just using this bar here to see if I can actually move it to the right spot. I know that this was a little tricky to get in, so if it sneaks in, I'm going to be really lucky. Sometimes screwing it in works, which definitely worked for a part of it. Let's give it a little bit more torque. So the other side doesn't want to line up, so I'll have to have a look, see what's going on. Maybe I can just tap it in and be on my way. So let's see. Look at that. So stock, this bolt and nut is torqued to 125 foot-pounds. It'll be the same idea with this. And after that, I just have to reconnect my sway bar. So now that this is all buttoned up, tire is back on, what I'm going to do is start the vehicle, start turning it left to right. And what I'm hoping is that when I look at this again, that there's no movement at this point. This is what I was trying to eliminate with this install. In the past video, I could see this move back and forth. It wasn't by much, but just enough that it would cause death wobble. So I'm going to check that now. So I could see a smidge amount of movement, but it sure seemed like a whole lot less than before. And the amount of movement makes sense for a piece that has a rubber insert. There's definitely going to be a little bit of play, just not much. So definitely the bigger hardware, the reinforced bracket is doing its job. So this is the stretch of road where I first discovered the fear or the no fun of death wobble. Wow, this already feels better. I experienced it last summer. Started a chain reaction of parts replacement as a lot of parts were wearing out on this vehicle due to age and mileage. Even in this area is like a washboard. It's perfect to trigger death wobble, especially at highway speeds. I've had to pull over at least once on this stretch just to calm down the death wobble in past years. And every time I drove by after doing parts replacements and finding out things that were worn out, it was slowly getting better and better, but it was still there. So I must say that right now, all these different bumps and whatnot, I'm feeling them through the chassis instead of the steering wheel. So clearly that track bar to bolt mounting point was problematic.
this feels so much better. I'm totally comfortable having just a few fingers on the steering wheel and being able to guide the Jeep where I want it to go. Wow, this is so much better. So I'm not sure if the audio is picking up the shake in the chassis, but this was really good washboard pavement. So this is pretty much exactly where I had to pull over at one point to calm down the Jeep and have a look to see what was going on underneath. So far my impressions with this HD track bar bracket are wow. Instead of feeling any type of pavement irregularities through the steering wheel, I'm only feeling them through the chassis. And any type of steering inputs are quickly translated into a change of direction. So it's really tightened up the steering. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this interesting. I always appreciate feedback and ways of making these videos better. So please drop me a line and see you on the next one.